PTPOP here, all four lobes of my brain securely bound behind my back, and today I'm going to talk about my one good call center experience. Stay tuned. And it was many years ago when I was a young lad, and I walked to work uphill both ways in a hurricane. So, I know, I listen to my videos about call centers, and it just sounds like me, as somebody else said on here, I sound like
a miserable sot.
Because I keep working in call centers. Well, I actually did have one good call center experience, one. And it was many years ago when I was a young lad, and I walked to work uphill both ways in a hurricane. And it was a good company. I mean, they treated me fairly, and it was a small call center. And I'm going to tell you all about it for your listening pleasure. It was a long time ago. I just got out of college. I was a wee lad. I was maybe 23 years old. And it was a company called Progressive Communications Technologies, and it was in Beechwood, Ohio, and they are since defunct. They went out of business many moons ago. And I gotta figure out where I'm going here. And it was a small telecom company. We were what is known as a marketing agent for AT&T. We weren't a reseller. We actually worked hand in hand with AT&T, so long distance plans and to small businesses in the Cleveland area. And I worked in a call center in this business. It was a small company, family. I don't know if it was family owned, but it was privately owned. Maybe at the most, I don't even know if there were 200 people in the whole company. But it was a small group of people. And the call center I worked in within this company was 6 people. Wonderful people. Well, there were 6 people, including myself. They were all wonderful except one guy who was a major D-Yak. And he was all right otherwise. He was a bit full of himself. I don't like people like that. So, anyway, it was a small 6-man call center. And I know I've made fun of places where they say they have a family-type atmosphere, rock and roll atmosphere, cash pay daily. This wasn't a rock and roll atmosphere, and it wasn't a lot of fun all the time. And there definitely wasn't cash pay daily, but it was a family atmosphere. We all knew each other. There were 6 people. I still remember all their names. My supervisor's name was Pat, and then there was Tracy, and there was Kim and Marty. I think there was a Keith, and Jeff may have been part of it too. I don't remember. Jeff and Keith were definitely part of it. They may have been at one time, and they left the company, or they got promoted. And it was a small company where we provided telephone services to small and medium corporations within the Cleveland area. And each of us in the customer service department, including my supervisor, we were assigned a certain customer base. So I would get calls, inbound calls on my phone from a group of customers that were assigned to me. And they would call me and ask me to order new telephone lines, local telephone lines into their establishments, have them picked, which is a telecom term for have them turned up on AT&T's long distance, get them activated with a local phone company, which at the time was Ohio Bell and Ameritech. And, I'd set up the installation of lines, get the lines turned up, and I coordinated the whole thing with, Ameritech and AT&T, and it was great. I had this one customer, her name was Carolyn. She ran a groundskeeping company that worked with all the golf courses in the Cleveland area, and she was always opening up new little clubhouses around the golf courses, and I'd have to turn up and order the phone lines for them. And I had my own cubicle. We all sent a little bullpen area of 6 people. We each had our own full-size cubicle with shelves and filing cabinets and a whole desk area, and I had a computer, and I was treated like a grown man and an adult, and I wasn't henpecked to death by my supervisor, and I wasn't being browbeat to death every time I came back from my desk from the bathroom, and nobody was asking me why I was late to work and why didn't I come back from lunch on time and all that stuff. It was so free. It was so nice, and people were kind to me. I had a good reputation with my customers. I believe this is the last good corporate job I ever had, period, plain and simple. Last good one where I was treated fairly, and I liked my job, I liked my customers. The pay was awful. The pay was no good. And that's why I left. I left because I went to a phone company, another phone company, a wireless phone company called GTE Wireless, that increased my pay by almost $10,000 a year to go work there. So there was a no-brainer there as far as I was concerned at the time. It didn't matter either way because this company I'm talking about, the Progressive Communications, went out of business within 5 years after I left. They completely went under. They're gone. But I met some really good people. I mean, I remember everybody's names. You know, I always got a birthday card on my birthday. There was a company party at Christmas time. They called it a Christmas party. And it was an enjoyable experience. And there was none of this crap like the corporate call centers because, number one, there wasn't a call volume. I got, a couple calls an hour. I had time in between calls to complete whatever they asked me to do. Dude, my God, it's not 50 miles an hour through here, it's 60. Oh. God damn these guys. State Highway Patrol guy sitting there with his radar gun. It's 60 miles an hour on this stretch of highway, and everybody slows down to 50. This guy in front of me slowed down to 45. He must have outstanding warrants or something. I swear to God. I'm going to slow down to 4 or 5 miles an hour is what I'm going to do. He's not even old. He's a young dude. So, it was a good experience because we all knew each other. We'd go out to lunch together. There was a lot of freedom. There was a lot of pride in the work I did. I was very proud of the fact that the customers that called me liked working with me. I had good rapport with them. I worked with them for several years. And I'd go home at night, and I could forget about my job, too. I didn't want to forget about it, but I looked forward to going to work. I felt like I was accomplishing something every day. When you work in a corporate call center, the big mega ones, you never feel like you're accomplishing anything. And the corporations don't truly want you to give good customer service. They just want you on and off the phone as quickly as possible. That's all there is to it with them. So, that's my one good call center experience. I don't have much more to say about it. I wish the company had stayed in business, and I wish I was smart enough to have stayed with them. But this is the other thing about it is I still talk to some of the people from this business. I just saw a couple of them a few years ago. We all went out for drinks, and they came out to see me play guitar. I mean, I've known these people for over 30 years, and they remember me, and they talk to me. I'm friends with them on LinkedIn and stuff like that. But that's the way it works, I mean, these are people, we all work together, and we knew each other. And, you're not going to get that in a regular call center, a corporate environment. You're just not going to get that kind of camaraderie. But this was a good place, good people. It's unfortunate it went under. And this is a company that when they first started having layoffs, they laid me off, they reorganized, and then they brought me back. That's how much they liked me. That's how much they wanted me to come back. I mean, this is the last time in my corporate life that I was treated with any respect. And now it's not good to be laid off, but the company was having hard times, which had nothing to do with my performance. A lot of people say, well, they must have laid you off because you were a bad employee and you were being spanked. No, it's nothing like that at all. So that's it. Progressive Communications Technologies, unrelated completely to Progressive Insurance, was my best call center experience with the best people, and the last time in my professional life I was treated with any respect whatsoever. Completely. I wasn't a perfect experience, but it was pretty good. Money was bad, but I had benefits. I had a 401k. I was treated well. I knew everybody. I liked what I did, and I liked my customers. So there you have it. If you like my channel, give me the thumbs up. Subscribe. Let everybody know about this call center. If you want to let everybody know about this channel. If you want to support this channel, please go to teespring.com. That's teespring.com, and search for my t-shirt, which is Call Center Survivor. And this is the t-shirt that I designed myself. and I get about $10 from every sale. So see you then. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.